difficulty level that we have in the Link to the Past randomizer for crowd control. Saku, do you want to explain a little bit about what that difficulty level does?
Yeah, absolutely. So on the Link to the Past randomizer site, there's a new difficulty. It is called crowd control. And what it does is it removes 2 swords from the pool. So the maximum sword that either player can currently get is Master Sword. They cannot obtain the blue cane in the game. It has to be obtained either by gracious, generous chat or not at all. And a few other, there's less health upgrades. There's a bunch of items missing, a bunch of safety items missing from the pool. So, and the first item looks like they're getting that moon pearl.
Oh baby, off to an intriguing start. That bomb is nice too. I definitely like to see an early moon pearl because it means we're going to get into the dark world maybe a little bit early, and we can have all sorts of fun in the dark world. There's a lot of enemies that hit real hard, and there are a lot of fun effects like putting people in one-hit KO or giving them ice physics or other things that make it a lot of fun for our players, and that's what I like to see. I like to see everybody having as much fun as possible.
Yep. Ice physics, Oko, chicken.
That's a good combo, and I think if you inverted and swapped controls as well, during that would be
yes.
Yeah.
If somebody could survive that, then they could survive anything.
Yeah, which one of our 2 racers are gamer enough to be able to handle that? My suspicion is probably neither, because I don't know anybody that can handle all of that, but it doesn't hurt to see them try to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So both of them having 1 bomb, very nice. They'll get to Kakariko with 1 bomb, or chat could take it away. And remember, the cool thing is that you can actually pool together your effects. So if you want to put your 53 coins towards something, then chat can pool things together and start funding the different effects.
Yeah, so I think somebody evening up the bomb count here for Chelsea, sending 1 bomb over there. All right, so thus far, haven't really found much aside from that moon pearl. It's a lot of not even really big money. Well, we did get a okay. Well, never mind.
There's some big money right there. We're at 900 rupees. What are you talking about? That's a lot of money.
I mean, look, I may have missed a couple things. Everything's fine. I think I got ice physics and I slipped out of consciousness for a little bit.
Oh, that's the wrong way for a bomb, Chelsea, but we get the lamp! And no more bombs. No more bombs for Chelsea. Ooh, nice. We also got the power glove. So we're gonna be able to go up Death Mountain. At least check the old man.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see it'll be interesting to see if Chelsea or Feeney goes up there pretty quick, or if they opt to maybe wait a little bit and see if they can grab a mirror or maybe the hook shot before heading up.
So looks like we got some bombs. Convenient timing. They're gonna try to immediately use bombs once they get them. That way, you know, they're not taken away almost instantaneously.
Yeah, there are definitely some interesting crowd control strats that you learn as you do this a few times. Both of these runners have definitely done this before, and so they are aware that any of their ammunition is at best only a possibility that they might actually get to use it. It's always it's always fun to try and time things out right for the players. So, for example, we do have a glove. So Zora is in logic, and that's a great time to make sure that they only have, for example, 499 rupees, like right at the moment that they get to Zora.
Exactly. And so another thing about crowd control is it is more chat versus the player. So if you're going to be trying to heck them up a little bit, what you're going to need to do is make sure that you have their stream loaded in some way, shape, and form, because we're going to be working on a bit of a delay here. So for us, there's probably, or I guess for chat, there's probably about a 30 to 40 second delay between what's happening and what you see. So keep that in mind. If you're going to try to time anything, you're going to want to have their streams open as well.
Yeah, I think that becomes especially important. If you're trying to kill somebody in an opportune moment, that's one of the best effects in the menu. I think it's just straight up murder. And what you'll find actually with this game is that there are certain times when murdering people behaves a little bit strangely or is particularly frustrating. Great times to murder people, if you can manage it, include the frame when they're going through doors. But also, for example, while they're waiting for the bat to take them away from Aghanim 2. Or while they're waiting for the fade to happen during Aghanim 1. All of these are great times. When the crystal is dropping and they haven't quite picked it up yet from a dungeon. These are great times to murder people.
Ema knows because she's done it many times.
I have, and it's a lot of fun when you have to redo an entire dungeon unexpectedly. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. It's fun for us, not so much for the runners, but we get to see a longer race, which is beneficial for everyone. So, a friendly reminder, we are using the crowd control difficulty. So, that means that so far, neither of them have swords. Well, never mind. Chelsea now has a sword.
Feeney will grab hers real soon.
Yeah, and so the maximum sword that they can get is going to be Master Sword. So they're going to be struggling for a while unless you, the chat, help out in some way.
Yes, I see some people in chat, advocating for the right kind of stuff. Unfortunately, Chelsea made it all the way to Mini Moldorm Cave with a bomb to blow it up, and that's just, it's just super unfortunate, I think. So, that's the type of opportunity that we're going to want to be on the lookout for, is when can we prevent them from getting a bunch of stuff they probably need and frustrate the heck out of them.
Chelsea obtaining ether in a Mini Moldorm Cave. We have a lot of rupees, though. A lot of rupees.
Yeah, we are very rich at the present time.
We're gonna be seeing somebody fake flipper and go over to Zora. Are we gonna allow them? Oh, but we got the Cuckoo Storm for
fantastic.
Chelsea. Oh man. She's got half a heart. Will she make it? Oh, she's going inside. Hit those protection from the worms.
I especially like when the right sprites aren't loaded, and so the Cuckoo, I believe, has the uncle's head, yep. Which is pretty great.
Darn! While trying to avoid the uncle head Cuckoo Storm, Chelsea unfortunately didn't make it through the cave.
Yeah, Cuckoo Storm is one of our newer effects, actually, for Link to the Past, and it is brutal. Be aware that it only works outdoors. The indoors are safe from the Cuckoo Storm, so keep that in mind as you're trying to heck the players up.
Looks like Feeney is going to be heading over to Zora.
Yeah, I suspect that we'll see a a hobo check here. And then probably an island check, and then maybe onto Zora. But at least onto the waterfall cave, I think. So picking up our second bottle, if I remember correctly. Unfortunately, not opening up anything new for us, but I believe it did have a blue potion in it, which is actually a pretty nice find here in crowd control.
Very much so. As a matter of fact, bottles are great because what I hear, I've heard from Feeney herself that she just loves bees. So if you want to show your appreciation to Feeney, make sure her bottles are never empty. Just give her a ton of bees. You know,
yeah, unfortunately, we can't forcefully empty somebody's bottle, but once they do use the contents of that bottle, that is our opportunity to fill them with bees and make sure that they don't get filled with anything useful by somebody nice or something weird like that.
Who's nice for crowd control?
I mean, some people try to be, but they're wrong, and we have to stop them.
So it looks like Feeney is going to be the first one over to Zora.
All right, what does our favorite scam artist have for us today?
The mirror! Look,
oh my gosh,
now
okay.
Go. Continue. We just need a nice hammer or hook shot. We could get to East Death Mountain. But I don't think we've seen a map check from either of the runners yet.
I mean, I think at this point, you know, with the mirror, it's a little bit debatable, but we have zero problem clearing Tower of Hera, and I think logically, whether it's a crystal or a pendant, it's probably a pretty good idea to do that.
So I see some heart containers being sent. Very, very nice.
A little bit too nice, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, you can always take those heart containers away.
You can. I mean, that's true.
So Chelsea gonna be heading over to pick up her mirror. Let's see what the old man has, though. The Master Sword.
Oh wow! So Death Mountain definitely the play here.
So we can actually get it. We can actually get into Dark World now.
We can. That is true. Oh god. Feeney not having a good time with those rocks at all. But it's okay. She's gonna go right back up, and I think that's the right choice. You know, we can do Aghanim right now, but I think Feeney is going to be hoping beyond hope that we can find a hammer or another glove somewhere before she has to go through there.
See, conveniently enough, they've already got a fire source, so they can head into Tower of Hera and maybe find a hammer in the basement.
I mean, I think that's a great place to put it. Although what I would really like to see happen, you know, is maybe find a mushroom in there or a shovel that maybe leads to a mushroom. You know, something fun like that.
Well, cool thing is, Tower of Hera is the green pendant. So you could have the green pendant take you to Zahashla, and the Zahashla gives you the mushroom, which then gives you the shovel, which then gives you, I don't know, the powder or something. But you can't get it. You can't get to powder, so rip powder. But everything else is like give you this trail of wonderful items along the way, because we're going for full inventory percent here. Probably not, but still, we can always hope. So we had Desert and Eastern as our 2 crystals, and Tower of Hera was our green pendant. Chelsea got the Master Sword and is now heading to Eastern instead. And Feeney, I believe, is currently fixing her connection issue with crowd control, so give it 1 second for her. Oh yeah, I guess we haven't seen what was in the back of Sahashila's hut.
Yeah, I don't think we.
Thanks,
I don't
babe.
think we've checked that.
I wanted to have fun first. You know what? That's what we're here for.
Oh gosh!
We're here to have fun. Someone just...
Alrighty, well we've got some voice on Chelsea stream. Oh my gosh, the bow's in the back of Sahashila's hut.
Well, conveniently now we can complete Eastern. So everyone say hi and chat to Chelsea. We can hear, but she can't see us. So, what are we gonna get out of Eastern? There's a couple, 3 items in here. So, hopefully something good. What would be nice to find would be like flippers and hookshot, because then that's another cool hint towards maybe going to Aga. So, things are happening. Oh, flippers! Look, we actually got flippers. And I think Feeney's command stuff is actually going through, but I don't think Chelsea is aware that we're having issues.
I just got her. Sorry, that's where
Okay.
I've been.
Okay. I knew you were trying, but I wasn't sure if she actually had gotten, yeah.
I have been hailing on all frequencies, as they say in Star Wars, I believe.
Oh my goodness. We got the boots. Feeney has got the boots. Chelsea got the flippers.
No, I'm pretty sure that hailing on all frequencies is actually a Blade Runner reference. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Fun fact, I've never actually seen that.
Oh, it's a great movie. My favorite part is when Captain Kirk and Dumbledore show up.
Yo, nice.
All right, so we are in an interesting spot here. So Feeney has taken the Tower of Hararel and has gotten the boots for her trouble. Chelsea has gone into Eastern and found the flippers, which doesn't really change much of anything that we've done so far, but could be relevant depending on what we get in the near future.
Yep, we did find out the big key. It was in the basement in Tower of Hera, so... Oh, someone's sending Feeney a heart? Being all sweet? Valentine's Day is around the corner.
That's true. It's getting real close.
Yeah, it's like, what, 12 days now? I don't even know what day of the month it is.
I think 12 days, yeah. think, I don't know, do you have any exciting plans for Valentine's Day, Sakura?
Well, I'm going to the store on the 15th to buy all the discount chocolate.
Yo, that's my plan too. That's so good.
GG. Best plans.
Yeah, it's a solid life choice.
Yo, Flute is in Hookshot Cave.
Okie doke. All right. So, intriguing. Feeney doing a nice job on that bomb jump, by the way. And, you know, I gotta tell you guys that bomb jump would have been a lot harder for her to pull off if she had been in ice physics.
Yep, and I do want to mention that Chelsea has obtained silver arrows. That is something that I do not believe is able to be obtained unless it is received from the chat. So somebody was gracious enough to grant Chelsea the silver arrows.
Yeah, it's actually pretty huge when we get to the Ganon fight, because I can tell you from experience that fighting Ganon with ice physics and inverted controls and all of that sort of stuff is fun, but it's a little bit less frustrating when you have those silver arrows for the last bit.
Ice physics on Moldorm is fun too.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. All right, so Feeney picking up the green pendant, Chelsea grabbing her first crystal, and the bow and the flippers. But I won't be surprised if Feeney heads right over to Eastern momentarily. And if Sahasrara has something good, then her route definitely could pay some dividends for her.
And Chelsea is going to be obtaining the boots soon. So I wonder, Feeney should go to Sanctuary first and do the bonk rocks. I think Chelsea's getting hecked a little bit by the dead rocks.
Yeah, that was not a friendly Death Mountain climb at all.
Definitely not. But Chelsea's getting some hearts here, helping out. Oh my goodness.
Okay, well.
Hookshot in bonk rocks. Alright, we can go to East Death Mountain. Or, actually, I wonder where Feeney's gonna go. What was on the library? I thought it was just junk.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but maybe...
Oh, sick kid. Bottles.
Oh, yeah, we did pick up that bottle, so this is a good time to do it.
Ooh, powder! Speaking
Wow.
of, we were talking about powder earlier. You know, you remember what I said when Chelsea went into Eastern? I was like, oh man, you can get flippers and hookshot. We got egg on the table. Well, so far we found the hookshot and we found flippers. But there's still all of right side Death Mountain.
Yep. Now, I am really excited to see what Sahasrara has for us here. If he's holding on to the goods, this could actually be, like, pretty crazy.
Hammer on Sahasrara.
Or mitts. Mitts would be great. Get that super early flute.
Or 10 bombs.
I mean, that works too.
Got that.
Almost as exciting.
Yeah. So another thing about crowd control with the somebody has inverted Chelsea's controls. But yeah, another thing about crowd control, of course, having limited inventory with like only 10 bombs and 50. Wait, how many arrows do you get? 30.
30, yeah.
Oh my goodness. 10 bombs, 30 arrows. Sometimes it might be a better, safer opportunity for the players to go and pick up the arrow inventory upgrades and whatnot so that, they can protect themselves from removal of bombs and arrows.
Yeah, one thing that is not always clear is that the cost to remove ammo, in particular arrows especially, changes as we get closer to the end of the game, and it's because of the importance of those silver arrows. But be advised that it's better to keep them low the whole time than try to remove a whole bunch at the end.
Gotta keep them on their toes. Their water toes? Oh! Bad jokes are bad.
Water they're finger webs, Saku. I never understood why they called them finger webs. It's like, I don't think Link wears them on his hands, but maybe he should.
Are you sure?
I mean, no, I'm not.
I mean, we don't ever see him kicking his feet when he's swimming. All we
That's
see
true.
is his hands.
That's a good point. You're kind of blowing my mind right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Grumble, grumble.
Bring me the meat.
So, kind of just gonna be going over a couple places that we've already seen so far.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to talk about what we haven't seen so far. So we've seen some nice control inversion on Chelsea's side. I don't think Feeney has really had to deal with any of those kind of level of modifiers at this point. We haven't seen any ice physics, and no Oko either. I can tell you that Moldorm fight is a real fun one to have Oko on, actually, and ice physics is pretty great there as well. So some good opportunities coming up on the right-hand side of your screen there.
Yep. We also have seen 2 sword upgrades given to Chelsea and 1 to Feeney. So we're gonna have to balance out all this niceness with some of the more challenging options. And what a Moldorm fight! Dead in 1 hit. 2 hits.
Yeah, that butter sword that she was gifted definitely making things a bit easier for her there.
Yep, and remember, there is a bit of a delay, so if you're gonna be doing if you're gonna be trying to time some effects, make sure that you're taking into consideration there's about 30 to 40 second delay between what you see and what's happening on their screen. So, if they're coming up to a boss or something, a good option is to open up their stream and just see where they're at. That way you can time it accordingly.
So while I would have loved to have seen some ice physics in that Armos fight, the Armot fight, Feeney doing a great job with that quick kill there.
Yep, looks like Chelsea is going to be handing in that green pendant. And then we got East Death Mountain afterwards, which is where Feeney is heading. So Chelsea still needs to go to the Bonk Rocks, which looks to be about where... Ooh, that's actually one option. She might just opt to go straight to Agate. Nope, looks like Bonk Rocks it is.
We can only hope.
Oop.
Wrong way, Feeney.
Yeah. Fiend going down the forgotten highway of Link to the Past. The one little area of Death Mountain nobody goes down.
Well, I wouldn't say nobody goes down it. Nobody goes down it on purpose, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's not actually true. If you are playing overworld glitches, you actually go down there. So
Chelsea's gonna also be handing in the bottle to Sick Kid. Oh, and getting a Kuko Storm. But with those boots, she's just gonna breeze on by past the cuckoos. You know what a good time to do a cuckoo storm is? When they're activating the flute.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
You can kill people out of that cutscene as well, I believe.
You can. It causes not good things to happen, but you can definitely do it.
It's a lot of fun. Again, I'm a fan of fun. I like it when we have fun. So I strongly recommend people having fun. So for anybody who's joined a bit late and hasn't heard, in order to participate in crowd control, you're going to want to use the little extension UI that you can see in the top left of your screen if you're on desktop. It's a little bit different on mobile. But using the extension, you are, oh, and there's our hammer. You are able to exchange bits for coins. Coins are crowd control currency that we use here. And you can spend those coins then to trigger effects on the player of your choosing. Feeney looks like she is about to hover here.
See, this would have been a great opportunity to swap the buttons in the D-pad. You cannot hover when the buttons in the D-pad are swapped.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's impossible. Meanwhile, Chelsea in one-hit KO with Rocks and the Cuckoo Storm, finding it a little bit much. Doing an excellent job, by the way, of trying to hookshot her way through those cuckoos, but unfortunately, you can't hookshot through that rock that landed on her head.
Maybe you can. It just didn't work this time.
Maybe. I mean, you can hookshot through it probably, but you can't hookshot it when you're that close to the wall and you shoot your hookshot into the wall, I'm pretty sure. Oh boy. Okay, well, she's out of one-hit KO, so that helps. But we've still got a lot of lag here on the screen. All the things
going on. So much lag. Oh man, I thought she got trapped for a second.
I did too. All right, so Pod is a pendant, Meyer is a pendant. So we're not getting out of Cana Samaria today. And I suspect we'll end up in Pod anyway.
We got Red Crystal at Thieves Town and Red Crystal at Ice Palace as well.
Yeah, you love to see that any crystal in Thieves, but a red crystal is especially nice because Thieves is a great dungeon to clear out early with pretty reasonable item density. And it fits in nice. You hate to have to make the choice to not full clear that. Okay, so that's an actual hype cave because we got the blue boomerang out of the hype cave, which is objectively the single best item in the game.
It is the best boomerang. I can tell you that. I don't think it's the best item.
No, I mean I think it's objectively the best item in the game. It's absolutely incredible.
I think you're objectively wrong.
Wow.
It's definitely the blue cane.
Okay, well I am objectively hurt.
Chelsea, I thought was gonna talk to the old man, but shot him in the face with a silver arrow instead.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was button inversion. I don't think she needs to do that. Yeah.
A piece of heart requires bombs. Did you know that?
It's a pretty terrible hint, objectively speaking.
Maybe Feeney's about to find that heart that was behind a bomb. Nope, it's a compass. is gonna be in Spiral Cave. I can't remember. I did see it, but I've forgotten.
Yeah, I don't think it was much of anything. It must,
Yeah. It wasn't anything good. Otherwise, I would have been like, "Oh
well,
man,
yeah.
good item."
I mean, we know that the real value is in Hype Cave, so.
Oh, it's a blue rupee.
Yeah, we're looking for the other blue down south.
Ooh,
Oh, baby. So,
Oko
yeah.
in Oko and Swamp Palace.
It's actually a really, really good time to trigger Oko. Swamp Palace is kind of notorious for like all the. Oh, there you go. See, that's a hot combo.
D-pad and Oko. Yeah, Swamp. You're almost guaranteed to take one hit of damage. But without the blue cane, and remember, they cannot actually obtain the blue cane unless you guys get it for them. So it is removed from this particular difficulty.
Fiend with the hot dash tech right into the spike. Usually not that big of a deal to go for kind of the sketchy dash timing there, but in one hit KO mode you can't afford to do that type of thing. Oh no. So this is why Swamp is so good with one hit KO. There are so many enemies whose patterns of movement are either not predictable or very, very difficult to predict. And so it's very, very easy to take chip damage in Swamp Palace. Oh, but getting quarter magic.
Very
that
nice.
actually doesn't help us at all right now, but it will be great later.
Yep, absolutely. Just need that blue cane.
I don't think we should ever see the blue cane, to be honest.
Blue cane makes things really easy for the runners, especially with quarter magic.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're basically just invincible. You still can be just straight up killed, but one hit KO becomes a lot more manageable.
So Chelsea opted, instead of going into Swamp, Chelsea is going to go down the path below Village of Outcasts. Probably check the digging game. Without the Titansmiths, she's not going to be able to get into Village of Outcasts, so hopefully this would be a really convenient time to find Titansmiths.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the mirror, so she's able to just mirror, walk up, and then go through the portal up there, so...
Yeah, it's
it would
just
definitely be faster with mids, for sure.
Yeah. It's a lot of digs for the digging game. Hopefully it pays out. It does not. 10, opting to actually pass up the 10 arrows.
Yeah, she, that's a non-crowd control decision right there.
Yes.
I'll say that. It could come back to bite her later, depending on what kind of drop she's getting.
Because now's the opportunity where you could take away all 18 arrows. Easier to take away 18 than 28.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're looking for, maximum heckage, right? And we can, I think, a good way to view it is, this is a marathon, and we have to have sustained pain throughout the entire experience.
We got space for bees.
Yeah, that is a B opportunity right there. Oh my goodness.
And we got the Cane of Verna and quarter magic.
Somebody out there really trying to make this work out for Fiend. So that is a pretty substantial advantage for Feeney. So while I love to see pain, if there are any ChelseyxLinn fans out there, you may want to consider sending her that Cane of Burner to try and even things up. Meanwhile, Feeney dealing with inverted D-pad and buttons on this Argus fight here, which is definitely manageable, but you can see on the runner screens every time that changes, right? Whether it's going into inversion or whether it's coming out of inversion, it's a huge moment where you're very disoriented, and so you'll see them pause a lot. You'll often see some accidental maps, and so when you do those effects, you're kind of getting 2 for the price of 1, right? Because you're getting them on the way in, and then you're getting them on the way out too.
Yep. Oh, wow! That hit.
That was unfortunate.
Yep. Did
As my
2
dear
hearts of
friend-
damage on the way down and 2 on the way up. Yikes.
Yeah, as my dear friend and co-commentator Sakura Tsubasa would say, fudge muffins, I believe. That's the time for fudge muffins, right?
That is definitely fudge muffins.
Okay, just checking. I'm not entirely clear on the fudge muffins rules, but I'm pretty sure that's a fudge muffins moment.
That is 100% a fudge muffins moment. All right, looks like Chelsea is going to be heading into Thieves Town, which is our first red crystal.
Yeah, Thieves Town, not too bad of a dungeon, but there are a couple rooms in here that one-hit KO can really mess with you on, especially if it happens close to when you enter. And one of those is coming up shortly. It's the room we affectionately refer to as the Hellway. And Chelsea will be on her way there momentarily, so not a bad time to get some one-hit KO going on Chelsea's side.
Oh, and Fiend got the double. If you hookshot a heart, you can actually sometimes obtain 2 hearts for the, hookshot of 1. So, Fiend actually did end up getting it, which is pretty good. She's gonna go into the Argus fight with full hearts this time. You know what? Another interesting thing about Thieves Town, though, to do is inverted controls for blind.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
For speedrunners, which most of us are, we go into the fight. Blind is scripted, so everything, if you do the same action, you'll always, same actions each fight, it'll happen exactly the same every time. So if you manage to invert the D-pad, your muscle memory, or the player's muscle memory, is going to get all messed up. So if you're thinking of a good time to do that, that would be it. Oh, Titan's Mitts right there.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that worked out for Feeney for sure. Meanwhile, Chelsea ending up in a dangerous spot after the Hellway there, getting bailed out by a fairy drop, but then immediately getting ice physics, which makes me very happy to see.
Ice physics is beautiful.
Yeah, and we missed the Hellway with the ice physics, but we do get ice physics while we are trying to get past these, I don't know, I call them grasshoppers. I've heard some people call them lizards. I don't know what they're actually supposed to be.
They're green lizard rats.
Lizard rats, okay.
They make the rat sound.
Well, I mean, I know they're the Dark World rats, they're the same enemy with just a different damage table, but I don't know, to me they look like grasshoppers.
So
they got grasshoppery legs.
Oh goodness, Oko! Oh my goodness, Oko and the Cuckoos for Feeney. She's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah. Okay, so this might. Oh god. All right.
Oh no!
That was
love
beautiful.
the Kuko Oko. I found it beautiful as well. It's like it's a piece of art when somebody manages to combine two effects and it just totally messes with the player.
All right, well, the Kuko storm has ended. So Feeny gets a little bit of a reprieve here momentarily. She's still in Oko, but is not immediately getting assaulted by, like 20 or so O's.
Yep, and the death spell is officially ended as well, so no more Oko. Ooh, and Chelsea finding the fire rod in Thieves Town.
This has been really, really interesting to watch, actually, because both runners doing, slightly different routing, all of it kind of paying off, actually. Like, there hasn't really been a routing choice that's been, hugely better in terms of progression items. Everybody's getting good progression.
The interesting thing that, in my opinion, is now that Chelsea has the fire rod, we're probably going to see Chelsea head up towards Skullwoods. And so she's not going to be getting that Titan's mitts as early as Fiend does. So I wonder exactly how that's going to play in the long run.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see. Chelsea making it through blind fight. No major issue there.
So I expect Feeney's probably going to be heading into Thieves Town next. It's normally a pretty good dungeon to do along the way. Oh, Feeney tried to pick up the fairy. Instead, picked it up, but just not in the way that she intended.
Yeah, so she does have an empty bottle. She took a valuable bee and wasted it, and I feel like that's a great reason to put another bee back in there and hit her with something bad, just to let her know that we don't appreciate her dumping the bees out. It's like when your dog brings you something, like if they just throw it away and don't care about it, you feel real bad. And that's how I feel right now. Feeny also opting not to pick up those 10 arrows, but she actually has 30, so that actually makes sense.
Yeah, they both have 30 right now. Feeny and Chelsea now both having their silver arrows out. I know Feeny had got them a while earlier, but maybe didn't realize that she had them. So I think she even had them for the Armos fight, but didn't actually use them.
Yeah, I don't think she realized that she had them at that point. It doesn't auto switch when you have the bow equipped, I believe.
Nope. Ooh, the crowd sent Feeny a bottled fairy. I think the crowd is taking your suggestions and just saying, nah.
I mean,
no bees.
I feel like in the end, the forces of evil will prevail. I believe. Kingdom Hearts 3 just came out, so, something darkness. Like, it's gonna happen, I believe.
So we're starting to even out on the heart containers as well. Chelsea is getting a little bit ahead with the amount of heart containers she has. Ooh, that was a close, almost got grabbed there.
Yeah, every once in a while those Gibdos will get in there. Usually it's not too bad, but when they actually start to climb up inside that tunnel, you're real sad.
So, Chelsea is in fact going into Skullwoods. Gonna be taking care of Mothula. We're getting actually a decent amount of dungeons done pretty quickly.
Yeah, neither of our runners have actually had too much trouble getting through here. I think the worst that we saw really was what Feeny had to deal with during Swamp. I think that's been the worst heckening that we've seen so far.
vanilla big key and the big key chest and skull woods. So we also, some things to keep in mind right now. At the moment, we're going to be looking for the ice rod and the cane of Samaria. We do know that the flute is in Hookshot Cave. That's on Death Mountain. So I wonder, I don't think Chelsea is checking hint tiles very much. I didn't see them come up often on her screen. I know I've seen them on Feeney's, but I don't know if Chelsea actually knows that the hookshot is up there.
Yeah, I am not sure if she got that hint or not, actually. Hints are, you know, definitely a relatively new addition to the Link to the Past randomizer, and not everybody likes them.
Okay,
Chat saying she has been getting them, though.
Yeah.
So.
Both on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So yeah, that's important. Now, Misery Mire is in fact a pendant, but you never know what Misery Mire could end up holding. And that was a beautiful Mothula fight from Chelsea. Only one spike.
Yeah, very well done.
So no book to check the pedestal. For all you pedestal loving fans, you'll just have to wait a little longer.
Feeney actually making a really nice read there while trying to go for that dash through the hellway. Realized she wasn't going to get through it. You never know when you're going to get one-hit KO dropped on you. So it's definitely smart to make those kinds of reads and play a little extra careful when you're doing crowd control.
All right, so I think Chelsea's probably going to be heading towards Swamp Palace. Oh. Oh. What happened to Beanie? that was...
Yeah, I'm not... Yeah.
Yeah. Strange things happen during screen transitions and deaths. I'm just glad that it didn't put her in a state that she would have to mirror out.
Yeah, so in case anybody doesn't know, there are whole categories of glitches in these games that glitched speedrunners use. And most of the worst ones in this game actually involve doors. So doing anything during a door transition is a recipe for exciting times. And the best thing about crowd control is that not only can the players do things during door transitions, but you guys can do things during door transitions, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yep, I've seen, I've seen a lot of glitches. Not only with that, but also ice physics.
Yeah, there have been some targeted fixes, thankfully, to some of that, but...
Yep. No,
ice physics makes it very easy to clip through certain things, if things have not been patched, and bad things can occur.
Yep, I've seen ice physics take somebody from Turtle Rock to Ganon.
Oh, that was the best one.
Yeah. that was.
I had forgotten about that one. That one was
Yep.
so good when they clipped through the pipe.
Yes.
Down to the layer below. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, that one was great.
And then paused and panicked for a while. It was quite something.
All right, so we saw Chelsea's blind fight earlier. Let's see how Feeney fares. She has that Cane of Burna and Quarter Magic, so I'm expecting this to be... Oh, and there's the inversion. Fortunately, all she has to do is just activate it, and there it goes.
Yeah. With the Quarter Magic, it's gonna make this a little bit of a joke.
And there you go. Basically free.
Oh, Chelsea and Oko in Swamp getting hecked by one of the fishies.
Well, I think she also just got inverted controls as well, so
Yep.
yeah, so you can see see here, yeah. This is a good sign that we're in some sort of control modification is when
There's many maps.
random UI elements and transitions are occurring.
Lots of maps. Anytime somebody's mapping, it's 9 times out of 10 because of control inversion.
Yeah, certainly inside of a dungeon, there is pretty much never a reason to open the map, so you can be pretty well assured that that was not intentional.
All right, so Feeney gonna be heading into Skullwoods, where Chelsea is already finished. Chelsea gonna be finishing Swamp Palace, which Feeney has already done. I wonder who's gonna make the next play towards something different.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk for a second about what our options are. So Feeney, once she opts to go get that flute, which is what I would probably beeline to next, she's got a bunch of options because we've got Desert Palace access, we've got potentially we've got Mire area access to go check some chests there, and Mire has a tendency in that area to unlock Mire itself.
To be honest, I would the first play I would make after this would be to go up Dark Death Mountain to check all those chests up there and just see what the medallion is for Turtle Rock. You know you have to beat Turtle Rock anyways, so why not go and see if you have the medallion? You know that you're
we're still
able to get in there and finished it with Cane of Samaria, but you can also do Ice Palace. You know, Pod. You can pretty much everything we can do except for Turtle Rock and finishing up Misery Mire.
Yeah, I mean, I think the real question is just how much overworld do they want to do? Yeah, it's so interesting. Everybody has a different style. You know, I think Ice Palace is a great play. There's also 3 hints in there. But it's definitely a nice dungeon to be able to go mode as well from the time savings. So it's just about balancing all of these things. Desert, very, very fast. And interestingly, kind of at the end of the logical chain that we've been on for a little bit.
And Chelsea obtaining the Cane of Burna from the crowd. Nicely done, evening things out. And the good thing is, one of the things that players use actually to determine how well they're doing is when they're getting effects. So the more effects that they get, the more they think that they're ahead. And once they stop getting effects, you know, then they start to feel like, oh, maybe I'm behind. So it's good to kind of like just make sure you're evening things out, so that they can never know who's ahead and who's behind.
Exactly.
There's a little bit of metagaming that goes on with crowd control races. Oh yeah, and Oko during the Ice Palace bomb jump. Best,
oh yeah,
best thing ever.
Yeah, that's definitely a moment where you want to see everybody having Oko. Make them
ice
walk
physics,
around.
The whole 9 yards. Yeah, make it darn near impossible. We also
Oh
do
my
know
God.
that
Okay, I just have to point out, Feeney just got bailed the heck out. So, oh, that, well, oh,
That's
she's a
okay,
fairy.
we got fairies.
But Feeney, the wall master or the floor master, literally making the noise like she was about to get 1.0 grabbed out of the hole. Like it had been triggered, and she just managed to get through the transition before popping back out to the front of the dungeon. So that was highly, highly impressive in some ways.
All right, so here we go. Here's where the plays start to diverge. Seeing a save and quit from Feeney. Where is she gonna go? The mountain? Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, no matter what, it's worth the time to go get that flute.
Yeah.
It's going to
Flute
save
plus-
you so much time on movement, so.
Flute plus Turtle Rock. Like, figuring out what the medallion is for Turtle Rock. Chelsea obtaining her Titan's mitts. So now we're going to see where Chelsea is going to go. She's already down by Ice Palace, so she might opt to just go straight there. But if she knows about the flute on Death Mountain, I expect that she's probably going to go up there as well.
Yeah, I don't think there's any situation in which it's not worth it to go grab the flute, but okay. Well, so she appeared to be thinking Ice Palace, but then she got killed, so.
But fairy. But I think she's heading to Ice Palace. Oh, and we're getting a sword debuff and a Kuko storm. And, oh man, all the effects right now on Chelsea.
Fortunately, with having the boots now and seeing it start to happen, it's a little bit more manageable to try and escape it. Oh gosh.
Pain of Samaria in Super Bunny Cave. That's gonna be 2 items needed for Misery Mire, as well as another one that they needed for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, we may very well have Turtle Rock access right now.
Ice Rod is in Hookshot Cave. Hint in Ice Palace. Beanie is about to get the flute and the Ice Rod.
Turtle Rock, we just saw, is Quake. So we don't have the medallion yet, but we might.
If Quake is in here too. This is a very blue cave. Oh, gotta ruin it with that one red rupee.
It was such a good streak, but then it just couldn't last. All right, so see if Feeney opts to go do King's Tomb before activating her flute or not, but definitely activating that flute a high priority.
As well as, I wonder if she's gonna head towards, like, Misery Mire area just to see what the medallion is there. If it's Ether, that could be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if it were me, I'd be beelining over to the Mire area and doing desert while I'm over there.
Yeah, agreed. You can also check the Mini Mire Cave, and you could check the Checkerboard Cave while you're over there. So there's a bunch of checks you can do. It's fairly high density, but I'm thinking that Quake might be in pod.
Yeah, I think there's a reasonable likelihood of that at this point. Also, just so you guys know, one effect that is in the game. Okay, we do have Mystery Mire access. So one effect that is actually in the game is the ability to deactivate somebody's flute, forcing them to go back and reactivate it. There's the book.
There's the book. We got another item. Wow.
All right, so I'm expecting we'll see this Checkerboard Cave check, and then probably head into Desert Palace, I would assume. See if we can get what we need out of there. And if not, Mire starts to sound pretty good. as a logical play. You know, pod is available as well, but we're here, you know, we, again, there's a lot of logic, there's a lot of progression items required to get into a dungeon like Mire. And so, you know, there's some people who think, right, that when you look at those locations that are in the later spheres, there's a higher potential for them to contain further progression because they're locked behind so many things.
Now it's just basically like a race for Quake at this point.
Yep.
I know that as soon as Chelsea is done with Ice Palace, with the 2 hints there about Ice Rod and whatever, the flute being up Death Mountain, that's probably the next place she's gonna go. So it's just gonna be a matter of can we get the Quake medallion in Ice Palace or potentially Misery Mire, Desert Palace. I think we only saw 1 item in Desert so far. I could be crazy. I'm expecting so because Fiend's going back in.
Yeah, we saw, I believe it was 3 bombs on the torch, and that's the only item we've seen so far.
Oh, Bombos. I saw a medallion. I saw a medallion. I'm not gonna lie, my heart skipped a beat there for a second. How many items have we seen in Ice Palace? We saw Bombos. I don't think we've seen any other ones, unless, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, so I gotta be honest, I've been
there's a red rupee.
Tracking this Fiend play into Desert a little bit more aggressively, but yeah, I do think that we still have...
I think there's still 1 more item in Ice Palace. Unique item is in Tower of Hera. Well, we did get a unique item there, although I don't remember what it was. Oh, it looks like Chelsea might be just headed straight for the boss now. So maybe she actually did get all 3. And there's the second Desert Palace item. So nothing good in Desert. But still a crystal they need.
Yeah, so I think on Feeney's side, you definitely go to Ice after this, right? Like, there, you know, I think that's the...
Oh, yeah.
Certainly the sensible play. You know, she's gonna get some hints. She doesn't need them. She's already gotten that stuff. But after that, do you go into Mire and sort of follow the long chain, or do you go into Pod, which we've had access to for quite a while?
Personally, density-wise, and like, I would go to Pod and just beeline it straight for the back. Chelsea picked up a heart piece in the boss at whatever. Chelsea picked up a heart piece on Cold Stare, and so that's all 3 items. So we know that Ice Palace doesn't obtain anything good, but it's just crazy to me. Both of them going to like one dungeon after the other, but not really putting anybody super ahead or super behind, because they're both progressing in their own way. So this will be interesting. I expect Chelsea will probably go to Desert after this, but it's just funny to see both of them going to 2 different places, but then just completing the exact same things.
Yeah, I mean, Feeney has a slight lead right now, dungeon-wise, but there's a lot of game left, and it really is at this point. It's a race to find that Quake medallion. So anything could happen at this point, and not only could anything happen, in terms of that Quake medallion, chat is a huge factor, and literally anything could happen from here to the end of the game that could really, really, really start to mess with things here. I am seeing that we may be having some technical issues with the crowd control stuff. I'm just waiting on updates to come in, so. Frankly, so long as we have it back for GT, you guys can make 20 minutes worth of difference in GT pretty easily, so.
Oh, yeah. So there's Chelsey's flute. She's about to get the ice rod right here. So you're mentioning like dungeon advantage, but they actually have the exact same amount of crystals and pendants.
Yeah, the tracker was a little bit out of date when I was looking at it earlier.
Oh, actually, I don't think we've seen Spike Cave. Are we gonna see a Spike Cave? Looks like we might. We do have we do have the Cane of Burna, so that makes this a little bit easier.
So the trick here, though, is that, again, the Cane of Burna is not actually in the seed, and we don't have the cape. So this is out of logic right now. It certainly could contain the Quake medallion, but
nope.
It does not.
Nope. So, Heart Piece in King's Tomb, we're gonna see Chelsey head over to activate the flute, and then I expect Desert Palace. I still think that Pod is the play, just because of the quantity of items there. You can get what, 5-6 items there. It's, I believe, 5. The other thing is, has either of them done any of Hyrule Castle? I think Fiend did the beginning part. But maybe not the back. Oh no, Fiend did the back of Escape. That is correct. There was 3 chests back there. That they did. Chelsey is currently just trying to test crowd control to make sure that it is working on her end, so we'll see her pausing for just a moment. And looks like we're good on Chelsey's side now.
Alright, I believe we're good now.
Woohoo! Party! To celebrate, I think we send them both ice physics.
Agreed. And maybe some control inversion and swap as well.
Yep. Right in time for cold stare.
I mean,
It is-
bosses are the best time, honestly, for all of that stuff.
It has to be really early though, because they've got the butter sword. So it's gonna be easy peasy for the rest of this seedsy.
Wow.
Oh no! Hopefully she's got a fairy. And that
No.
would be a no. And Feeney emptying her bottles in case any wonderful soul in chat would like to give Feeney a fairy. And looks like
Yeah.
that is exactly what happened.
Now here's the thing, right? She has to make it to the boss with that fairy. So if anybody, doesn't like that fairy was given, there are a variety of ways that we could stand a pretty good chance of getting rid of it.
And it looks like Chelsea's flute has been deactivated. So I wonder how that's going to play a role coming up.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about that flute activation is it's not, terrible to deal with. The thing that is neat about it is it's an easy one to not notice happened. And so that's the moment where you end up just standing there pressing the flute and waiting like a goon.
Well, the death for Feeney actually even things up a little bit. And I think they're probably going to be completing the dungeons that they're in about the same time now.
Yeah, it's going to be very close for sure. So I think Feeney will make it into the boss a little bit ahead of Chelsea, but only a little bit. It's not going to be too big of a difference here. Although I think Feeney is going to go try and catch a fairy here.
She realizes that she still has the fairy from before, so I think she's gonna opt to leave it instead. So now the question is, where do they go after?
Yeah,
we haven't seen Quakefish.
We have not. It could be a vanilla Quake medallion. We've still got Pod from an item density standpoint, and Chelsea getting just straight up killed.
Murdered in the door right before the boss. Alright, Feeney is gonna be picking up her next crystal. That is the red crystal. We haven't seen Pyramid Fairy yet, as well.
That is true, and we do have access to that now. That's a check that could be routed in on the way to Pod, if you wanted to go that direction.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's delivered the blacksmith yet, but we know the purple chest is useless. So it's just the worst boomerang.
Yeah.
That's there. The red one.
It's absolutely the worst boomerang. That red one is terrible. So we're seeing a lot of thinking here, and it looks like Pod is the decision. Oh, that's right. I chat pointed out, and I think Feeney actually did turn in the Smith.
Oh yeah.
I'm fairly certain Chelsea is not, but I'm pretty sure that Feeney did.
Now that Chelsea has finished and gone back in and left, now I wonder where we're gonna go.
I mean, I can only assume that she is planning to take that warp back and go to Meyer at this
Misery
point.
Meyer, yeah.
Neither of these are bad plays, right? I mean, I think that we are, Chelsea is making sort of the, follow the sphere count play. Feeney is taking the item count play, and we'll see which one ends up being the right choice, if either.
Yep, two completely different options, but still both just as likely. Oh, mushroom in the first chest. Interesting. The other interesting thing is it could even, they could end up doing all this and Quake could just be on the pedestal or at the Quakefish.
Well, Quake cannot be, Quake could be at the pedestal, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be deeply unfortunate. Maybe this hint will tell us where it is.
Something sharp in a bottle requires big red bomb. So we know that it's not Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, and that is now completely dead for us. Like, they would have to really, really want another bottle to go. Both of our racers sitting at maximum swords, thanks to the generosity of chat. Well, pod is the answer.
Yep. there is Quake. And out we go.
Yeah, so Feeney going to be beelining for Turtle Rock, and we'll be entering there in go mode. So I think one thing to keep in mind, in a normal randomizer race at this point, win or lose, right? A runner with this equipment and, in go mode here is feeling pretty safe, right? They're feeling pretty comfortable. And I think the great thing about crowd control is that they shouldn't, because while they are in item go mode, they're never in chat go mode, right? Chat can always make sure that they're, paying the price for their overconfidence. So I hope that we can see Fiend have to deal with all sorts of fun stuff on the way through Turtle Rock and the way through GT.
And in Turtle Rock, the important thing is that if you're on the floating platform and you have ice physics, the sprite can literally walk off the edge of the platform. So having, keep that in mind in case you want to, give them a little bit of fun times. Chelsea looks like she's gonna be... Oh, goodness! Chelsea is getting killed left and right, getting sent a bottle.
Yeah, so I think how many deaths is... I think chat, trying to send Chelsea a message here saying, hey, Misery Meyer, not the place to be right now. Chelsea not getting the message, I think, and she is pushing through. Fortunately, she's close to the end, and yeah, hopefully she makes the right play into pod as soon as she gets out of here.
It wasn't me. Oh man. Another death for Chelsea.
I mean, you know, at a certain point, you know, because you have to wonder, right, when you're a player in this type of thing,
And you can't
if
see?
chat is well, there is that, but if chat is really, you know, really trying to screw with you,
What happened to her light cone?
yeah, I'm not.
He had died in
Did
the
that get added?
basement and like, no, it definitely did not get added. It was taken out specifically because it didn't work. I just have no idea what happened.
Huh. Well, game's weird, man.
At least she has silver arrows.
Ooh, Feeney taking a big hit from those chain chomps there.
Well, they also don't have any armor upgrades in the pool.
I know, which is great.
And I don't think there's actually upgrade armor options available for it yet. There was at one point, but they weren't working, so they were removed. So they are going to be doing this whole game in the green mail. All right. Did we ever actually go check Agina?
I don't think that we did, actually. But I think at this point we have to hope that Chelsea is gonna go in here and check this and then beeline it to pod. Also, I don't know that I have ever seen Feeney's sprite get bunny beamed.
The goose.
And yeah, the little goose, the goose is loose.
Honk.
Yeah, get those fiend honks out there if you got him. We gotta love the goose.
So, Feeney is gonna be checking the big chest here and then heading through the remainder of Turtle Rock, still making it easy. Chelsea, unfortunately, not going to pod. If we want to see an even race, we're gonna have to even things out here. And the best thing to do is Oko GT.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of things that we can do on the way up GT, but I will say that the death at Aga 2, the forced death at Aga 2 with no fairies in bottles is a pretty stellar way to cost a lot of time.
Looks like somebody reactivated Chelsea's flute.
That's actually, I mean, that's a pretty solid. I don't know if that's. I don't know if that would be confusing or not for me.
Ooh, that might have been a bad time for Chelsea to die. That was a bad time! Okay, that's okay. I thought that was, oh my god, I thought she EG'd again. Oh, things are happening and it's crazy.
I love this game. I really do.
That was two in one race. Somebody got Someone as they're going through the door. Looks like Chelsea's flute's been deactivated again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to worry a little bit about how much she might be doing before we actually go to pod.
I'm a little bit concerned that we're gonna see Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, same. Although I thought that she got that hint.
No, that was Feeney, because Feeney got it inside pod.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So here's hoping that, yeah, it definitely looks like we are gonna be going to Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, so I just want to make one thing clear. This game is actually extraordinarily well engineered in a lot of ways. As a game developer myself, I just want to make it clear that it's not the game that's badly broken. It's a community that spent 25 years learning how to break it. Just so everybody knows. And that's been really cool because we've enabled a lot of really fun tech like this and learned how to do this stuff.
So now Feeney heading into GT, Chelsea heading over to the Pyramid Fairy to get a bottle. So first chest is gonna be the small key. Second is gonna be the 10 arrows. And looks like Feeney's gonna be going right side.
Yeah, this is a play that, I certainly have been making a lot lately. I think the question here is whether she's going to opt to go all the way to Ice Armos on the right side or mirror back out.
Ooh, that was maybe
Yeah, that was...
it might have been actually lucky for her. She might have been grabbed if she didn't get bonked out of the way.
Oh, I think she definitely would have been. I think that that was one of the more fortunate hits she could take.
Oh, where are we going? Oh, we're going to the graveyard ledge.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand the temptation, to be like, okay, well, I've been, not doing a lot of overworld for quite a while, right? Maybe now is the time to do it. Unfortunately, we know it's not the right play. But I can understand the temptation.
So we're going to be heading into the skeleton room here. See if we can get the big key in one of these 4 chests. No, still not.
Yep, so we're going to be going deeper. The only way that Feeney really has to feel bad in this situation is if it turns out that it is on Ice Armos or Bob's chest. That would have been much faster to just go through on the right side, but otherwise it's kind of a wash. So it's been a little while since we've seen too much negative action here, or fun, as I like to call it, on Feeney's side. But let's just remember that we always like to see an exciting race and a close finish. And that GT tower climb is a great opportunity to make a lot of things happen that cost a lot of time.
Yep. Pool our resources together. If you haven't already, you can get free coins by going to the exchange tab and clicking the free coins button.
Yeah, once per crowd control race, everybody is eligible for a few free coins. It may not seem... Okay, well, there we go, in rando room, so...
Yeah, so you can fund your stuff. Actually, I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. You can pool your stuff together. We got some inverted D-pad buttons. Those are that's always a good one.
Yeah, so Feeney gonna be using that Cane of Burna to try and brute force her way through everything you guys can throw at her, but she does have quarter magic, but she does not have infinite magic.
Question in chat, what happens to coins when the race is over? Will they stay to be used elsewhere? They will stay on this channel specifically. You can continue to use them in speed gaming races, but you won't be able to take your crowd control coins to, let's say, their individual streams. We got the inversion ended there for a second. Oh man, Feeney getting hit a couple times with not a lot of health, but has that fairy.
Yep, every time a fairy disappears, we are that much closer to having some real fun.
I like real fun.
I do too.
What is the item that they're missing out of the menu? Is it the cape? Yeah, it's the cape.
It is the cape, yeah.
Being trying to use that cane, ends up hitting the crystal switch with the cane and bonks on the pegs as they go up.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the things you don't always think about with the Cane of Burna. So real quick, while we were watching Fiend have all that fun in the GT Spike Room, Chelsea is now in go mode, so she will be heading into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, so Chelsea's about a dungeon behind here.
Yeah, depending on how she routes in GT, she's, like a dungeon and a quarter to a dungeon and a half behind right now.
Mm-hmm. We see the arrows starting to get siphoned off of Feeney. And I see people showing Feeney some appreciation for bees.
Yep, fill all those bottles with bees. That is a fantastic thing to do.
Yep. All the bees. Totally, because, Beanie is sweet, like honey, right? So, it's only... Yeah.
I mean, she is good friends with Pooh Bear, and Pooh Bear does love honey. It is known. So,
yep.
We can only assume that she has a honey love as well.
The bees.
Somebody in the crowd sending a bottled fairy. I mean, wow, you guys.
Poor Chelsea getting stuck on that quick medallion because of ice physics.
Yeah, ice physics can definitely be a bit brutal for sure. Ooh, there we go.
Got some deaths happening.
This is what I like to see.
Yeah, getting at the moment the best thing to do would be to put Fiend in Oko to get rid of some of those fairies.
Yeah, once they start stockpiling fairies, man, I gotta tell you, some people out there in the crowd got some real Feeney love. But I think what you guys are misunderstanding is that, what Feeney loves more than anything else is fun. And I think the game is fun. And so the more of the game that she gets to play... Oh, baby.
Oh my god, no! That was because she went up the stairs! Oh no! Oh, that's not good! She died going up the stairs on... Oh my god. That is a soft lock and a half.
Yeah, I don't know if she can even mirror out of that one.
No, I think maybe if somebody tries to kill her directly. Where the heck is she? Wait, what? What the actual heck even happened? She despawned GT.
Yeah, she still has to mirror.
She has to mirror out. Oh my god.
So let's talk about a couple of things here. One, I am shocked that actually resolved itself to any degree.
Me too.
First of all. Second of all, the fact that despawned was actually, like, kind of a blessing for her. Like, if I were her, I would be thrilled with that despawn, because frankly, she got off easy from that.
Yep, she might have had to restarted from the last save or the last time she saved.
Yeah.
And when you get flute in the game, you tend to forget about the fact that you can in crowd control soft lock at pretty much any time. So it's important to always, if you're playing crowd control, save often. Oh man, just that's a clip. Somebody's got to submit that to the clip.
I think somebody just did, but I think it's interesting because I wonder if she just saw what was going on very quickly and dropped the controller, because I don't actually know when that type of log happens. It's not dissimilar from the Fake Flipper's infinite screen scroll in some ways. But I wonder if she had been pressing directions, that could have made things even worse, potentially.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I looked away for just, yeah. Whew. And it just fixed itself.
Yeah, I mean, that was honestly one of the best one of the best death abuse glitches that I think we've ever seen in a crowd control race. Actually, like, a lot of the ones that we see them, relatively often in the grand scheme of things, right? People die in door transitions and, go into EG, or like bad things happen. But that was pretty great. That I think that's at the very least right up there with the TR clip to Ganon. That was.
That never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. No, it was yeah, that was. I don't know what happened.
I mean, it was, it was good stuff. That's all we need to know. Oh, All right, so huge shout outs to chat here, who is doing good work. We are having a lot of fun over on Feeney's side, as you can tell.
Yep.
She's doing a good job at trying to keep fairies in those bottles, and you guys are doing a fantastic job at making sure that she loses them as quickly as possible. So keep it up. Meanwhile, Chelsea has gotten her last crystal, so she will be heading into GT.
Yep, and Oko is a pretty good, just a pretty good thing value-wise, if you want to get rid of fairies.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can combat the instant, like, fairy stuff with Oko. Just there's so much death on that screen. Oh my god. Alright. So we gotta be careful here. We don't want anybody. No, not again! Oh no! Oh my god! She's stuck in the stairs! I can't even believe this!
Yeah, so again, like I said, chat is doing good work. And
oh my god! Her game is like so broken right now.
this might have, no, okay.
No,
Things are
she's
good.
okay. Yeah, she's still alright.
I think chat has got the timing down now, so.
So, we have Chelsea, who is gone right side. So she's got a little bit of catching up to do still. And we can't forget about Chelsea. She's still getting effects, hopefully. She's going straight right side, though. So that's going to be slightly problematic for her. Because we do know that the big key is in Rando room.
Yeah.
So, but we do need to give Chelsea an effect. So, what do we think, guys? Otherwise, she's going to realize that she's behind.
I mean, I have a feeling that she already suspects that she's behind, honestly, just from a routing standpoint. When you find something in pod that late, and you had access to it for that long, you're definitely, thinking that. But you're only really behind if, Feeney doesn't end up having the dungeon despawned for her again. And...
Oh my god!
The timing is so good.
It is! It's like... she's showing you, chat. That's she's got this figured out.
She's saying to you guys.
She's like, hey guys,
Please go here.
My bottles are empty.
Now, so the one thing that I will point out is that we do actually need fairies to glitch her out on staircases, because she does actually need to fairy revive on the staircase to cause some damage. So there's a balance to be maintained here.
Perfect, and now Chelsea has a nice spell, so now she's getting effects. That's good. You gotta be fair, to both runners.
Yeah, I mean, Feeney has had a lot of fun. We want to make sure that Chelsey's having fun as well, for sure.
Exactly. Ooh, Chelsey got a little bit hecked there by the spike. With ice physics, moved a little bit too far to one of the directions. I think ice physics has ended for Chelsey. Yep.
Yeah, ice physics are no joke. You know, some of these rooms are not friendly with ice physics on it.
All right, here we go. I bet Feeney, when she gets to that staircase every time, is just like, oh man, not this again.
Yeah, I see chat. You know, a couple people were speculating about whether either of us have favorites in this race. I mean, I can tell you that my favorite in this race, and who I want to see win, is frankly us, including you guys, chat, because you know, ultimately, it's all about having fun, you know, and we need to make sure that we're having as much fun at the runner's expense as possible. Like that. Good job.
My favorite
like
is
that.
ice physics. That's what I'm rooting for.
Yeah, ice physics is great, especially in rooms like the one Feeney is in right now.
Oh my goodness. That is a lot of death.
Okay, so you can see, right? You can see Fiend standing there. And that's the moment where you know, right? You're in her head. Because she's thinking to herself, how much? How much more? That much more. The answer, a lot more.
We're getting some. It is basically Bottled Fairy versus Oko, ice physics, death. Oh my goodness.
This is great. I one time I did this. I did one of these versus Willard J. Bradley, and I think there was a point near the end of the race where somebody killed me like 28 times in a row in pod, and that was quite a thing.
All right, we got another Bottled Fairy. Oh, ice physics. Oh my goodness. Well, she's got quarter magic, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Potentially, just doesn't. Oh boy, Oko though. That's a little bit more problematic.
That's okay.
Right.
Well, we could have 0 hit K. Maybe the O is actually a 0 in this particular case.
They're So Chelsey is gonna be coming up on, you know, stairs soon. If you want to try out the glitch on Chelsey, you gotta get that timing down though.
All right, so Feeney wasting no time getting that that Cane of Burna on, getting some inversion here. Does need to be aware. Oh God, does need to be aware that Cane of Burna does not protect you from insta kills. That is just death. So.
Yep. Yeah, and she's swapping back to the Cane, but death spells ended. I think the control inversion has ended. Nope, maybe not.
No, I think it has.
Chelsey is stuck! Wow! Chat! Well, now Chelsea has experienced the glitch.
This may be one of my favorite crowd control races of all time. I'm not gonna lie. There's something so pure and beautiful about, you know, people getting a new toy and just being so enamored with it. You know, it's like childlike joy to see people, you know, just experiment and just have fun. You know.
Alright, Feeney is gonna be heading into the Aga fight. How many fairies? How many deaths will this take?
So Chelsea getting a little bit of control swap there and shooting a couple extra arrows into the wall there for fun. Feeney has made it to Aga 2. And again, I just want to remind you guys that you can kill her up until the point that the bat takes her away.
The bat? It's the bird. The bat doesn't take you away. The
Sorry.
bat flies away on its own.
Look, I ride the bat. That's my style.
And there you go.
She made it.
She made it out. Alright, ice physics and Ganon time. Oko ice physics, D-pad inversion, Ganon time. There's Oko. And death.
Yep, you can't burner your way through insta-death. I would just like to also point out that you can kill them at any time until they walk through the Triforce door. That includes during the fanfare. So yes. just be advised.
We need some ice physics and Ganon. This is a ice physicless Ganon. It's making me sad. One more hit and ooh, goodness.
And there's a death. But she did have a fairy. I think that's her last fairy, though. I think that might be
I don't think it's her last fairy.
Well, we're about to find out.
Yep. See, there's the other fairy.
Okay,
I
right.
think that was her last fairy. Nope, that maybe this one. She only had 3 bottles.
Wow.
So one more.
I mean,
oh,
Chad's been
there
going,
it is. Oh my god! What?
People have been given fairies.
Oh my god! What is even happening? Game
That was okay.
over.
Yeah, so there you go.
Oh my goodness. Crowd trying desperately to help Fiend out with the bottled fairies, but it did not work. There is definitely a lot of deaths happening here.
Yeah, I think chat as a whole has been doing incredible work this whole time. But I gotta give a special shout out to the OG murder crew, just making me so happy right now, and I've been watching it, and it's great.
Uh-oh. Chelsea's having a little bit of trouble here. And so is Feeney.
Oh gosh.
Ice physics. Use your powers for good. Get ice physics. Both our runners here getting the triple on the first phase of Ega 2.
Yeah, so Feeney, looking at the bottles here, looking in the inventory, and saying to herself, you know, there's nothing else I can ask for because I've had all the fairies I could possibly want. It's not about the number of fairies that I've had. It's just about the determination of chat.
Ooh, this is a rough place to be in. Yeah.
All right, so
Now, both of our runners in the Ganon fight. Oh goodness.
yeah, so just remember that chat has just made up for a dungeon and a half. Just so we're clear, this is the power that you guys wield. And frankly, we could be here for another 2-3 days. I mean, this could be like frickin' Quidditch World Cup level stuff if you guys, you know, really put your minds to it.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. They're both on... They're both on phase 3 Ganon? Jeez. Oh, somebody debuffing Feeney's sword.
Chelsea almost just walked right off the platform.
Ooh, and we got a death for Chelsea. Do we have a fairy? We do.
Oh, baby.
Oh, Feeney, gotta be careful. Oh, Chelsea getting another death. And another fairy. All right, last hit for Feeney. Will she make it through the door?
Somebody sending the mercy heart just to stop the beeping.
Just to stop the beeping. And she makes it.
GG. Okay.
GG to Feeney.
So with that, Feeney
Feeney
has
wins.
become
I got killed like 3 times.
officially.
Ah! That feels so bad.
Oh my god! Why did that
God, I
happen?
killed him. Dude,
Stop
I'm so angry
I
with
didn't
EA.
do it. I didn't do it.
EA.
Please fix.
I'm trying to fix. I just got a scream in my ear.
Okie doke.
I
Alright.
have it set to background noise.
Oh god.
Hopefully it's playing the background music. No, it went back.
He got another one off.
Stop. Hey, this is a family-friendly stream. Chelsea, please.
My Minecraft server. It's been corrupted.
I'm trying. I can't fix it. Just let Chelsea finish so we can get her in the voice chat. up voice chat.
All right, so Chelsea is on 0 arrows, so she is now switching to sword with strats. So this is a great time to trigger some ice physics, I gotta tell you.
Hello, Fiend and GG.
Hello. Oh my god.
That was one heck of a GT.
Oh my god. I can't. Okay, so whoever killed me in the door, first of all, I hate you. Second of all, that was a very good kill because I've never seen the screen scroll in such a way that I got back to the room and everything despawned.
Neither had we, just FYI.
No, we all panicked. We all thought you had soft locked to the point where you had to like. I thought maybe pulling out the mirror. And
Yeah, I thought in the door.
Well, you did the second time.
Yeah.
We thought you were gonna have to reset the console. Like that was how bad that was.
It was a genuine concern. And like it was too bad because I had a really good GT the first time through.
You did. Some might say too good, and so that's when people had to go hardcore.
No, it was so good. Like the cool thing about this race was for a long time you guys were really neck and neck. And so ultimately the deciding play was you going right into pod after completing all the crystal dungeons that you could. Chelsea went into Misery Mire and then completed the rest of the overworld.
So for me, it was either going to be Misery Mire or Pod. I like to do dungeons over overworld. But I chose Pod because there's 5 items instead of 2.
Yep, it was the right play. It turned out to be perfect. But then you got the brute force of chat because of it.
Yeah. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, this between the screen scroll and frankly a shocking number of mid-door and stairway fairy revivals, this was one of the more impressive glitch fests that I think we've seen on crowd control races so far. It was staggering, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really good, and it was really entertaining.
Oh, good. I hope so.
So real quick, Chelsea has finished. She did make it through. Chat let her walk into the Triforce room. So we'll be
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Momentarily. No, it's too late. It already happened.
Yep. Let's get Chelsea in here. GG, Chelsea. Oh my goodness.
I hate EA so much.
We know. We got to hear that because when we swapped to your audio, you screamed in our ear and then said, I hate EA so much. So all of chat and us know that you right now don't like EA.
I'm so mad at him.
So, I mean,
fucked me.
He did, but in his defense, right? I mean, he was trying to send you the message to get out of Mire. You know.
No, she's talking about when he stuck her in the door in GT.
No, I know, but he killed her a lot. I don't know if you were watching the name scroll by for like the last 35 minutes.
I just figured he was being Hiei.
Well, to be fair, Hiei did that to you because Feeney had that done to her 3 times.
Oh, okay.
In GT, so they figured it was only fair.
Yeah.
To also show you the wonderful experience that Fiend had to deal with the entire way up GT.
It was horrible.
I believe it. Yeah, and then he just was ruthless with me at Ganon. I was just like, please, just let me beat him. And then Ganon died. I'm like, please, EA, just let me have this. And then no.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking, so I didn't know if Feeney finished yet or not. But I was just so angry.
So Fiend, I do have to ask. Once you got out of the soft lock situation with the screen scrolling, and then you walked down that path, at what point were you like, uh-oh, I think I see Spawn GT?
It was when I got in the second Wizard room. So I wasn't sure about the hallway part, but once I got in the Wizard room and the spike wasn't there, that's when I was like, well, let's go again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a good time to remind everybody that we like to have a lot of fun here, and just so everybody knows, right? All the bits that you guys exchanged to purchase coins, to purchase these effects, right? The runners do get some of that. So while it can be very punishing, and while there are moments where people might, express negative emotions towards Hiei in particular, because usually he's the one, like, let's be clear, but everybody at the end of the day is having fun and winning as a result of this, and hopefully you guys all feel the same. So
I think chat is the real winners here.
No
Us
question.
runners,
Yeah,
we're
absolutely.
just big losers with everything that happens. So chat, it's you. You guys are the real winners, not us.
Yeah, we're definitely big.
I mean,
losers.
I'm a winner because I got to watch you guys.
Well, you're part
Totally.
of chat too, then.
yeah.
Sakura, you were probably sitting there enabling it all. Hey guys, send her a bee. Hey guys, kill her in the doorway. Hey guys, look at this cool screen scroll. I want to see it again.
Okay, I
mean-
did talk about bees, but in my defense, I said it was because you're sweet and honey is sweet, and so bees.
It's true.
So
And you're friends with Pooh Bear.
exactly who, honey, and see it all just, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I guess that's a long chain to make it work, but I guess.
I don't think I got any bees. I think I very strategically had my bottles filled at all times. I had as much as Hiei made me upset, I had some guardian angels as well.
You also had a lot of people playing with your flute.
Yeah, right? Well, that's the whole reason I went to Mire, is because I went to Desert, and I was all like, okay, well, my flute just got deactivated. It's going to be annoying to have to go reactivate my flute. I'm just going to go into Mire now so I don't have to worry about it. That was my thought process. Plus, I got the hint for it, and then, I don't know. I didn't want it to be on Vidi, but it was totally on Vidi.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
say, speaking of fairies, by the way, you guys, especially on Feeney's side, I have never seen somebody have every bottle filled with fairies
Yeah, I should've
such a
done
high percentage of the time, and still just just get brutally wrecked by it. Like nobody, like, it was actually incredible. You would just see, I don't know if you were able to watch the text at all, but it was just alternating between fairy in a bottle, death, fairy in a bottle, death, fairy in a bottle, death.
There was no. There was also some people taking her rupees away during that too.
Gotcha.
Pretty much just to add insult to injury.
and I had a couple sword buffs, and I had a bunch of stuff. I had a couple hearts. That was nice. Thanks, guys. And then some wonderful, mysterious person sent me some inverted controls.
Oh yeah, I got those. I got the inverted, like your movement is on the buttons and the items were on the directional pad. That was. I got
Yeah,
that a couple times.
mine was flipping back and forth between the two, and I think there was a couple times where I was like, I don't even know what to do anymore.
Yeah, it happened to me in Gauntlet, and I'm like, what even do I do?
It happened to me in Swamp Palace. I jumped off a ledge and I hit a wall and I tried to move, but I just stood there and I'm like, did I freeze or am I dead? Oh, there it is. I'm dead.
Yeah. So both of you had done these before, right? This was not either of your first time doing crowd control, I don't think.
I did one for the first time on Friday, and
Okay.
and it was a disaster because I decreased the amounts by like divided it by 10 for pretty much all of them.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone went to town on me. I was in Ice Palace for I think like 45.
That sounds
I had
right.
3 hearts for pretty much the entire time. Every time I got a heart container in game, I got it taken away. It was lots of fun. So that was my first time doing that. So it was a new experience for me.
Crowd
Yeah.
control is a completely different experience. You have to play it differently. You have to, even commentate it differently. It's a completely different ball game, and it actually, for me, it was really interesting with this particular seed, because for a long time, you guys weren't doing too bad. Nobody was giving you any kind of negative effects. You guys got swords fairly easily. I mean, I know there was like some tech difficulties at the beginning. Fiend, you got quarter magic.
I did.
And
That
the
was very
Cane of
nice.
Berna.
Mhm.
Yeah, Chelsea got
And
that.
silvers.
Yes, and silvers. Chelsea got silvers first,
Yeah.
but Chelsea got silvers when she was in Eastern Palace, fairly early on. And Fiend, you actually had silvers in Eastern Palace too.
Well,
Yeah, you just didn't notice it. But yeah, there was a lot of positive effects at the beginning, but then it was really around the time where Chelsea, you opted to go to Misery Mire instead of Pod.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yes, right around. Basically, you guys had finished your last crystal dungeon before Turtle Rock. You had the option to go to Pod or Misery Mire, and you both about entered the dungeon about the same time. But Feeney went into Pod, and you went into Misery Mire. So, about 3 chests in, of course, Feeney found Quake, and then you had gone to Misery Mire and then done a bunch of the overworld stuff before going to Pod. So that gave everyone the idea that it was time to take the gloves off, I guess. And
So sorry, Feeny. My choice sent you so much pain.
it hurts so bad.
Yeah, I mean, just to be clear, the difference when, gosh, at one point, when Feeney was going into GT, there was about a dungeon and a half worth of difference, and chat evened it up entirely. So it was an impressive string of murder.
That sounds so awful.
Really good. It was, yeah.
you
There will
guys
be a
were
History Channel documentary about it at some point.
you guys were on the same exact phase of Ganon at the same time. That's like how much they evened it out. Like,
Crazy.
so I know you got hacked in the doorway, Chelsea, but
But
Fiend got
knowing that
hacked
it happened to
so
Feeny 3
bad.
times, yeah, it could have been so much worse. Oh man.
And it was like fairy death. I just couldn't believe, I've never seen so much death and resurrection before. Jeez. But no, it was great to watch, great to commentate. And if you guys in chat, by the way, aren't following these runners, you need to fix that, like right now. Type in that !R and get over to their chats and follow them, because they are great streamers and fantastic runners. And if you want to hack them up on their own stream, I believe both of you guys are going to be doing crowd control in the future at some point.
Please, no hacks. No more hacks.
No hacks.
No.
Only love.
Hey, I was like,
Imagine
oh,
how
you could
fun
send
it
them a
would
heart
be.
container to show them some love. I
They were love
did
hacked, just so
I
we're
did
clear.
try to promote the positives, and I got you both Kate and Berna too.
I didn't
Oh, thank
promote
you.
any
I thought it was a
positives
sign.
at
I was
all.
all
No.
like, maybe that means I have to go to Spike Cave.
Feeney had Kane and Berna really early. But so I was like, you need to even it out. Chelsea needs Kane and Berna. So that you got half magic and Kane and Berna. No, it was good.
It was helpful in GT.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Feeney
Stuart.
was putting it to great use actually through GT. But unfortunately, Kane and Burner doesn't protect you from insta kills.
It does not.
So yeah.
There
You
is
know
no
what?
safety.
You know what does? You know what isn't affected by fairies? Ice physics in Ganon. If you fall, no fairies.
I am surprised that I didn't get ice physics. I was prepared. I was prepared for the inversion. I was prepared for the ice physics. I was ready. But then no, Kie was just like, "You're dead. Okay, you're dead again. Hey, one more time, you're dead. Bye."
I got ice physics in GT in the one laser room, and I was trying to like go to the bottom of the screen so that the one laser wouldn't activate, but you're just really slow, and I got by the laser.
Yeah, I got ice physics in GT when searching for the big key in the hookshot room. And I couldn't get past the spike. I was just so slow. I was trying to hookshot to safety and I kept hitting the switch and it was just so sad. I fell like 4 times.
I hope you guys had fun, even through all the heckening.
Yes.
That's good. That's what matters. I didn't hear yes from Chelsea, so I'm a little concerned.
I need a shower, and I need a drink.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little sweaty.
My brain is
that.
Yeah, it
You
sounds
guys
like
did
you
a
did
great-
a crowd control.
Yeah. And you guys did a
Yeah.
great job. Like a really, really great job. So
It was a lot of fun. I'm really glad I did it. It was thoroughly enjoyable.
Let's take a break from these for a while, though.
Well, we're going to be I know on Speed Gaming it is a weekly thing. On I believe Saturdays around this time. It'll be on one of the Speed Gaming channels. So
Yeah.
yeah, and maybe next time you'll get to commentate and help the heckening on someone else.
Oh, I love helping people get hecked.
I feel like
It's like
maybe
my- that's like my
fair.
job.
It's only fair.
I feel like maybe we should do one of these, Saku, and then they can get their revenge on us. Just incite
That would be
incredible
good.
violence.
That would be good. I would be up for that.
I just
Saku's
want
like,
to give a
wait.
special shout out to the fairy givers. Thank you for trying to keep me alive. I'd like to thank the Academy. And I'd like to thank Jakku for being on hand. And
Yeah, big shout outs to the crowd control folks for helping to resolve some early technical difficulties that we had.
Yeah, shout outs to everyone. Shout outs to you too. Even shout outs to Hiei, begrudgingly.
even Twitch chat.
Even
Thanks,
Twitch
Twitch
chat.
chat.
Shoutouts to Twitch chat. But yeah, thanks again to the runners, and make sure you're following both of them. Again, fantastic people. And I'll let Emo wrap up.
Yeah, great. Thanks everybody. You killed a lot of people, and I'm really proud of you. And you helped them a little bit too, and I'm kind of sad about it. But ultimately, there was a lot of murder, and we all had a lot of fun, and I appreciate it. So, I'll see you next time.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a beautiful time.
Bye!